There we go. Okay. Sorry, I was just rearranging a few things here and had to take care of the puppy. The dog is ever slow outside as I try to maintain his arthritis. Poor guy. Just getting him all kinds of supplements, trying to see if that helps a bit. But anyway, how's everybody doing? Sorry for the wait. Okay. So we are in some new territory with ZBrush 2021. And I'll be showing you guys some cool things here with cloth simulation. This is kind of perfect for this piece. And pardon me while I munch on a little bit of cereal quickly. So we'll get back to the other parts here, but I feel we're gonna I feel like we should focus on some of the cool new features. And I've practiced with them a bit. I won't say I'm an expert yet, but I definitely feel more comfortable with them than when I first started, of course. So I'm trying to think here because I integrated this all together. This is already welded together, Dynamesh from a while back. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude some topology over this, meaning I'll do the Extrude Edge, and yeah, and then delete this afterwards. So I'll use this as like a scaffolding just to kind of support, you know, the to support the underlying structure, or as an underlying structure, excuse me. Vasquez, yeah, man. Gave myself all that since barbershops are not open still in this area, so I shaved, haircut, all that good stuff. It looks good for the most part. It works. No one said anything yet. Audio. What is wrong with the audio? Or is that from a while back when I didn't unmute myself? Is the gain too strong? Do I need to bring it down? I know there's a high-pitched whine. I think that's the fan from the Cintiq that I have here, because it's an old companion. Trying to see. Sometimes some people's names come up in purple and it's against a blue background, so it's hard to even read. How can I know the level I have to get to achieve a job as 3D junior? You just gotta. I mean, that's not. There's not like direct. I don't know how you define that. You have to know your software well, right? And you have to be able to at least produce finished pieces that look well, that look good. That would be something that you think compares to people you know in the industry who you admire, who have a similar job to what you would like. I think that's the easiest way to assess your skill level, is if your skill level would be comparable to others in the industry. I think then you know that you're at least, you know, hireable. So that's my advice, I guess, for that. So, I mean, the best way to do that is simply just be ambitious, you know, with the work you're producing. Create really beautiful work, or moving work, you know, or whatever the emotion is you're trying to elicit and the type of job you'd like to acquire. You know, challenge yourself, for sure. I think that's one of the best places to start. Be disciplined. Try to keep up with it every day, or at least as much as you can every week. And be ambitious. Like I was saying, like, don't produce... I mean, look at what other people are doing, but then do your own take and your own, you know, style on it. I wouldn't encourage you to just copy anyone, really, because that's, you know, then what are you except just a cheap knockoff of so-and-so, you know what I mean? If you're just imitating someone else's style and that's how you're presenting yourself, I think it's fine to do pieces that are of other people's, other artists' work as inspiration, you know, or taking a 2D image and making a 3D. That's something, and definitely a skill set you need, you know, to go from concept art from 2D art to a full 3D model. That's definitely a needed skill set, sort of foundational. But the flip side of that is that, like I said, you just don't want to be reproducing other people's work. You want to be doing your own thing. So, yeah, I guess that's all I can really say to that effect. So right now I'm just going in here and just selecting a plane. And Let's see here. It's gonna make this like 4, 4. Oh, come on. 4, 4. There we go. All right. Actually, I guess we can go even lower. Let's just bring it down to, yeah, let's just make it plain. And then we say make 3D. Oh, that's my, this is a piece I've been working on for my, for the beta, which I'm late on delivering. I'm almost done with it, but this is the kid from The Last Guardian. The boy. So that's, you're getting a preview here of what's to come. This will be all in Unreal 5, or Unreal 4.25 soon. But yeah, sorry, get back to this piece. So there you go, sneak preview for anyone who was like, I'm sure no one was wondering, but that's what it's going to be. It's going to be pretty cool, and there's a bunch of other stuff that's background elements that have cloth and flags and some really cool stuff, so it's going to be a pretty elaborate piece. Hence why it's taken a while. Okay, so we want to insert this plane. I'm going to turn off everything else except these guys. Oh, nobody. No, no. No barking, please. He's a good guard dog. I need to bring her back just to make sure, because I have these folds kind of in a different position than when they were originally designed. Alright, where do I have Psyche at? Here she is. Okay. And you know, actually, I was gonna do this by extruding it over top, and then again, I was thinking about it more, and I'm like, it doesn't really need. I mean, I guess I could still do it that way. I mean, I could still create it that way. I just think there's so many different ways to do this, where it's like, you know, it really doesn't need to be traced directly over top of her form, or the form exactly, only because, oh man, this transition here is rough. Because I'm going to be repositioning things a bit here, I think, as well, as far as both her legs and the cloth. But still, this will be a good demo, I guess, for you guys to see some cool stuff. Pardon me. Haven't spoken much today, so gotta clear out the pipes. Alright, so we can eliminate her for now. Alright. And so what we want to do is we want to extrude. I'm going to extrude edge though. Edge face. There we go. Oh, there we go. No. Did I get the edge? No, we want to do... Is it right? There we go. Alright. So it'll just be rough, though. It doesn't need to be right on it, because, like I said, we're going to move things around quite a bit. I'm going to move points. Oh, Vasquez, thanks, man. Yeah, yeah, the boys coming together, and that's even not it's not the final version of it, I would say, but it's you know, a good representation. I'm going to be pushing things a lot further still for the film, for the short, but it's definitely like a really good placeholder. Like, it's pretty close to final, but not exactly. Like, I'm going to redo his UVs and redistribute some of the textures a bit better and whatnot. But again, for just demoing really some new features on ZBrush 2021, I think it'll be more than enough, and especially with the environment and whatnot, that'll be integrated with the whole scene. It should be pretty cool. Pardon me. Alright, there she is. I keep forgetting where I got her. And then once I get this kind of out there, we can get, I guess I could turn it on now. We got thickness, right, in dynamic. There we go. It's weird how it's, looks strange that when it does it that way. So we increase the large edges here. Actually, I want to increase everything first, I guess, right? Because that's why it's getting that weird pinching. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, it's doing just fine. Hello, what's going on? Ah, duh. Here we go. So that, and whenever that was extruded, there we go. Oh, man. So did anybody see the new trailer for the Batman? What's the actor's name from Robert Pattinson from Twilight. Looks good, I gotta say. I was skeptical of what it was going to be like, but looks pretty good. Sorry, just rearranging some things with the music. By the way, what's your really eating? Currently, I'm eating Captain Crunch, actually. I had a craving for it the other night. I was down in Manhattan Beach, and I had to get some paper towels and whatnot for my 3D printing stuff, and was like, I haven't had Captain Crunch in a while, so it's like, well, why not? I mean, I've been craving it for like a couple weeks now, so I've actually gone through a box already. But I'm like, hey, screw it, whatever. I like some childhood cereal now and then. I usually am really good about everything food-wise, but lately I've just been like, screw it. Someone was trying to turn me on to a friend of mine on Facebook and Instagram. She was like advertising this cereal called Magic Spoon, and it's like healthier version of like Fruit Loops essentially. Sorry. And it's funny because she was like, check it out, and she has this video of her eating it, and it's really hilarious and kind of awkward. She's very sweet, she's very cute, but it was just it's a very funny video. And she was like, yeah, it tastes like healthy Fruit Loops basically. And the kicker is just the boxes are like, what do they charge? I think they give you 4 boxes for like $39, and I'm just like, I'm not paying $10 for a small box of cereal. I'm sorry, that's just no. I mean, there's easier ways to eat healthy in the breakfast if you want. Just buy some granola or oats and fruit, chop it up, and there you go. $10 for a box of cereal. Yeah. That's a lot for something you may not even enjoy. I'm like, nah, no thanks. It's hilarious. And I forget. I should know. I know I should be doing the snapping to the surface thing, but I forgot actually how to do that at the moment. Because I remember how to do it with collusion when it comes to simulation, but the snapping, I gotta look that up again. It's terrible. I should know this, but I haven't really needed to do it in a bit. That's okay. Because I'm gonna simulate this on top of her anyway. So it really doesn't matter so much in this case. It would be a little bit more convenient, I guess, but whatever. But just this alone, this feature is just such a simple but such helpful feature that I was glad that they added. Because it does make things like this, like retopoing or just creating topology in general, makes it so much easier. I forget when you hold it out, hold shift. There we go. Kind of follows the angle. Yeah, the trailer was surprisingly good. Yeah, it's definitely Riddler. It's definitely Riddler, and apparently Penguin too. And then we saw Catwoman quickly in the trailer too. So at least you got 3, really. Catwoman looks kind of like she's scrappy. You know, I think it feels like they're all kind of starting their alter egos. And I think it's cool they got Jeffrey Wright to be Gordon. That's cool. I was like, he looks good with the haircut and the glasses and everything. I was like, that's cool. It's fitting. I like Jeffrey Wright a lot too, so I love him in Westworld. He was also, I just remember he was a very small role in Game Night. It was hilarious too. he plays an FBI agent, and he gets wrecked. It's a funny movie. Alright, almost there. Trying to remember too where her body is in position to this side. I feel like one of these sides goes over, or under, I mean, and I might want it to go over. Okay, so the straps around that way. Alright, that's right. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I'll just extrude a few more lengths out here to kind of get it to flow out a bit more. Okay. For what is the blue tool? I'm not sure what you mean by for what is the blue tool. You mean the extrusions of polygons I'm doing right now? This is going to be cloth. This is going to be the basis for a piece of cloth. Set to snap to the surface. ZBrush menu. Oh, that's right. Is that where it's at? I don't think it's in here though, is it? Or do you mean? Oh, you mean the Z modeler? So you said Z remesher. That's the difference, though. That's my brain went here. I was like, yeah, you're right. It's in here. Duh. That's what I forgot. Where is that? Snap to surface. Derp. There we go. Thank you. I knew that. I just forgot. Thank you. That's right. I forget if it works with transparency. Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Thank you. Everything's buried everywhere. I gotta keep practicing with that, but I just haven't had to do it that much. So, in my defense, need to practice more with that. But so many other projects have been keeping me busy too. I've got to get back to some people and finish up some other stuff. Okay, I think we're good. Now, I wish I could do the dynamic subdivision without the shrinkage, but I think there's no real way to avoid that. There's this great extra tool set by this guy, Ryan Kittleston, I believe? Or not Kittleston, Ryan... Is it Kittleston? I forget. Ryan's Tools. And he has this great option where you can subdivide, and it doesn't shrink. It subdivides like you would in Maya. It's great. I love it. But I don't think he's made it yet for 2021. I've got to see if they could take the old plugin and install it here, if it'll work. But it's awesome because I usually have that button here where this says enhanced details. I usually have that button there where it's just subdivides. It's called smart subdivision, I think is what he calls it. And that's really convenient. I love using that. So because here we get that contraction. But I guess the way I can do that, like I was thinking before, is uncrease everything and then crease just the outer edge loop, I believe. That should work. Let's see if I'm right. I think that should work, right? Yeah, there we go. So that works. Alright, I'm going to add a little thickness. And a little bit more. Yeah, looking good. Let me go a little bit thicker. Going thicker also because I know that I'm going to be printing this, so I don't want something so thin that you're going to have really fine areas that will be hovering above the surface too much. You can print extremely thin things, but of course there's still a larger chance that they'll break in real life. So thicker is better, where you can have it then sort of interpenetrate a bit other underlying surfaces, so it will, when it's all bleeding together, it will just be more stable. Of course, you know, it'll be something safer. Ah, that's looking weird. What happened here? Am I missing something? Did I extrude? Oh, there's some funky geometry. Alright, there we go. So I gotta delete this. Nope. Yeah, because it's the other side. So if I do solo, double, delete. All right. Let's try this again. Yeah. All right. It's looking better. It's just that area's creased awkwardly now. So uncrease, Alt, and clicking when you have crease selected as your action. And turn this off again quick. Make sure that's creased. Alright, yeah, we're good. Alright. So this is our cloth, our strip. There we go. Looking good. Mark 43, hello. It's all good, Vasquez. Thank you. Ryan's tools are awesome. Yeah, best $20 ever spent. Totally. I thought my YouTube is for the last artist. Ah, thanks, Jack. Find Ryan's tools. I think if you look on, it's on Gumroad. So if you look for Ryan's tools, ZBrush, Gumroad, you should find them. And I remember, if I remember correctly, he has like this funny looking. I might only say funny looking because it's not a real animal, but kind of looks like a horny toad mixed with a dinosaur, kind of. So it's that kind of creature. It's a cool looking little creature with its mouth open. I think that's like the logo that he uses for it a lot. At least that's when I bought it, and that's what it's there. But yeah, thanks for the heads up, guys. I'll just text Kyle quick just to let him know that we got the wrong thumbnail. Right. All right. Vasquez to the rescue. There we go. All right. So I'm liking the way this is looking. I'm going to hit apply. Now that's all active geo. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the underline structure, bring her back. And then kind of position this a little bit better. And I'm actually have to move her legs a bit because I know that's what I was planning on doing before. And might actually drop the stone beneath her a little bit lower as well, just to kind of give her legs a little bit more room out here. Turn this off again. Trying to get this top part in position because I know as soon as I simulate it'll just fall right off, so I'm trying to position this top portion as best I can. That looks sort of natural, and then I'll mask that so that'll keep it in place. So this is just general placement. So I kind of want that to penetrate the surface a little bit so that it, when I boolean everything together, it'll connect. So this is definitely a point where people asked in the past, like, how do you model for, you know, with 3D printing in mind? This is a technique that you definitely use a lot when you're drafting something for 3D printing. You want to make sure that things are intersecting a bit, so when you boolean, they all are unified. For areas that you know would be challenging otherwise to print and not have break or just cause other errors and problems. All right. Yeah, I like the feminine kind of the leg curling in there. I like that, but I feel like it still could use, and her feet could use some improvement too. I feel like this is all, because this was originally a rush job to begin with. Just thinking for a sec. So I'm guessing maybe I just want the legs open slightly so that that can fit through and not be just like, as it is right now, just, you know, intersecting bizarrely and naturally. Yeah, so I guess I'll drop one of her legs. I guess actually the right one, I guess, is what I'll do. And just smooth out some stuff here. And this was all decimated, and it's still that topology, so it's not exactly the cleanest, best looking stuff. But again, this is still blocking in kind of. I'm still just sort of, you know, repositioning things. So yeah, and that lag was scaring me, so I'm gonna quick save. Vasquez, the audience gasp. I want the cloth to fit there. To be clear. And again, like even here, we got the muscles that are kind of intersecting. Oh wait, did I dynamesh that together? Is that fused? Or not? Is it? No. Okay, good. It's like, whew, that'd be a pain. Okay. Okay, so there's some, alright, there's some room here already. Alright. I'm just smoothing out here a little bit just to kind of reduce some of the musculature. Pardon me. Come on. I haven't restarted my computer in days, and so hopefully this doesn't have any crashes, but just been working on... Oh man, that butt cheek looks weird from that angle. So much work has to be done on this still, from an anatomy standpoint, so I know, for everyone who's like, the anatomy's wrong! I know. I know. So much does not look idyllic at all. And that's kind of the whole point with statues like these, is that you want them to be, in my opinion, and I feel like even in the past, I think they did a great job of, the masters did do an incredible job of replicating human forms. But I think they also probably just didn't have maybe as many subjects who worked out really like we have people today. And so I think to have really just more idyllic, like, you know, perfect human examples of the human physique. I feel like we have so much more access to that knowledge of the human form. You know, of course, more than ever. So I feel like there's no excuse to, when you have the opportunity to take it, to make a, you know, like superheroes look and everything else, just to have it be like this idyllic physique. There's no reason why it shouldn't look like that. So I'm just sort of moving things around a little bit and smoothing. I should probably use smooth stronger actually, because regular smooth is not doing it for this density. Helps a little bit. Anyway, sorry if this is awkward for anybody. I've just taken so many life drawing classes and worked on so many patients in the past. I used to work in an ER. That the human body, it's like, you know, some people are like, oh my god, a butt. And nothing, no big deal, whatever. Seen a million of them. Sculpted on a bunch, worked on it, drew a bunch, you know. It's just, it's part of the classical art. So sorry if this bothers anybody, but I'm not doing it with any disrespect. Alright, so let's see here. So we got some room there. No. Where are we going here? There we go. Okay. So yeah, I just need to have some better placement for this. I'm gonna do a little twisting. Should have done that when it was a lower sub D, but oh well. Live and learn. So I'm just going to mask off these areas a little bit and then have them pass through the legs as desired. Do. Alright, no other questions for now. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll do my best to answer them. For now, this is just placement, just getting things kind of lined up. So, you know, if you have something interpenetrating in another object, sometimes it'll just kind of wig out or it just snaps up. But I still want to have this place at least somewhat decently prepared, so when it simulates, I can at least sort of have a predictable, you know, outcome. So it sort of does what I want. Alright, actually I think I want to mask here. A little more blur. Alrighty. Yeah, alright, it's looking good. Let's see where all this is. Okay, yeah. We're looking about right. Okay, cool. So now I'll have a fun part where it should be simulation. I think we're looking okay. But why not have a base below her to start? Yeah, I may not move. I mean, I might drop this leg down a little bit, but that's not going to affect this piece of cloth. So what we have to do for the base... Is there any difference between these two? Oh, I see. This one was ZBrush or Dynameshed. And this is the one that was decimated. Okay, or tessellated. There we go. Alright, yeah. Okay. So, what I'm going to do here is hide this cloth. And then, is this still in Dynamesh? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Alright, so I'm just going to delete this underlying cloth. Now I'm seeing this bit back here, because a lot of this was just like laid down stuff, and you know, I mean, I guess you could just have that as a cloth that's underneath her that could be flowing upward. I'm just trying to think of it with this to be attached to something like that. No, but I think I would like to expand this now that I'm looking at that. I feel like the one that strip that's covering her could be still wider yet. Interesting. Okay. This is where that ends. Okay. So delete hidden. Redynamesh. Close those holes. Smooth that out. One sec, just changing tunes. Vasquez about the Matrix poster. It's possible to apply dynamics to individual polygroups. Yeah. How do exports from Marvelous Designer interact or react with ZBrush cloth simulation? Fine. I mean, you can simulate things in Marvelous Designer, but I'm finding for a lot of things that we'd want to do in production or ZBrush, since you have to go through this whole... It seems like there's a process to have to quadratify things. I think you can do some of that now in Marvelous Designer, like 9.5, but I'm not as much of an expert there. So, yeah. But I mean, as far as exports from Marvelous Designer, if you re-topologize it so it's quads, you know, or you bring it into ZBrush as quads, you can do whatever you want, you know, and still work on it in ZBrush just fine. Yeah, so that's Jack who's asking that. Vasquez, you're taking care of medians. Gate. Use polygroups to mask. I haven't tried to use mask by polygroups. It'd be interesting to see what it does. Yeah. Cool. Alrighty. Something. I'm just gonna widen this here a little bit. I like the idea of it flaring out a bit. Alright. So, whenever you want to simulate cloth in ZBrush, you want to make sure that you have all your collision objects visible, right? So everything that your cloth is going to interact with or have to have collision with in some way, you need to have them visible. So right now, all that we need is her and the floor, or the chunk of rock and everything below her. And like I said, we want to keep this area covered, so... I mean, I don't know, maybe I might let a little bit more sort of sag off so it's not exactly so symmetrical, add some more dynamism. I guess I could have it slope down here a bit more. Be a little bit more risque without really revealing too much. That way it's also different from the original, because the original was kind of just the same placement. So I guess this sort of gives it a little bit more the look of progression of time or movement as well, that things would shift a bit. Of course, this can look even more different when the simulation happens. And poly count's always something to consider too with simulation. We're at 1010 right now. That's pretty good. I might want to go a little higher. We'll see. So... Okay, I think we're good. Yeah. All right. Just dock this guy. All right. So we want gravity. And that's the direction. We want our strength to probably be more like, I don't know, like we'll try 3.5. Firmness 3 iterations. We want to bring that up. Simulation iterations, bring that up to like 600. Want that to be relatively high, and max simulation points. We could go all the way up to 1,000. So let's do like, yeah, let's do like 450. And we're going to calculate collision volume. Done. And let's see what happens here when we run simulation. Wait, did I put on self-collision as well? No, it did not. That's why it's all janky. Alright, undo. Self-collision, max of 4, let's do 2. I forget if I have to recalc for that or not. Yeah, I might. Undo. Or not, do I? I don't know. Or is it just showing through because... No, it is going through. What the heck? Well, I think the other thing might be just to simply do it without thickness. So I'm going to do this. Try it without thickness. Delete hidden. No. Let's divide it again and see what happens here with that. Got some weird folds happening here. That's looking interesting. But the other difference too is we want it to have a bit more of like the air has been flowing around it, so probably I want to decrease gravity a little bit. What's people saying? Yeah, the masks exactly act like a pin. Pushes them away from the. Oh yeah, that's right. The inflate. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I always forget about that. Let's see here. Let's bring that way down. Yeah, inflate lets you get. You're right. Lets you get a lot closer to the mesh. Yeah, let's just go with 2 gravity. I want to try liquefy too, because I know it's like simulates a watery kind of look, but I feel like this has enough shape. I should allow it to flow right. We'll see. Also, quick save, just in case. So we're here, rather than not have to go through that again. All right. There we go. Oh, that's so cool, just to see it flow. Wow. No, not as cool on the back end, but let's try that again. Actually, I'm going to try to redo gravity at a slightly different angle, just to kind of give it a different directional flow. So I'm going to try to do it like this. And self-collision, flow occlusion, run simulation. Interesting. Man, I do like those ripples. It's looking cool. That's looking nice. Getting a little nip slip. Let me just do a little adjustment. Gotta unmask, I guess, there. Bloop. Do a little smooth here. Interesting. Got some interpenetration. It's alright. Could be better. Might try to do it again. Let's go back and see what else we can do. Another cool thing we can do though too is this. You know, it's something else I like doing a lot with in general in ZBrush. If you got something you kind of like the way it's looking, but you're like, I might want to do it again, but I don't want to lose this version, just duplicate it. I think a lot of people just don't think about doing that, but maybe a lot do. But I find that sometimes I'll forget and I'll just redo something. I'll be like, the last version was better or whatever. So just always duplicate it and turn it off. You can go back to the original and then undo whatever you want and retry. So at least you have that other version in case you like something of it or the whole thing. Alright, so I tilted it this way, and it still went to the left, which is weird, so let's try the opposite and see what happens. And maybe a little bit more mask here. Okay. Oh wait, set direction. There we go. Alright. No! I forgot to keep the mask. Or was that not strong enough? What? There we go. Okay, so it's still swinging that way. Whoa! Turning on my, forgot I had this still in, Lightbox, or, Spotlight, excuse me. Alright, that was the symbol for my shield that I've been working on offline. Off stream, I should say. Alright, let's try this again. There we go. Interesting, it still has this flow there, it just wants to pull that way. I wonder what happens if we go even more extreme. That's looking nice though too. I like that actually a lot more. Interesting. That's looking pretty cool. So again, I'm going to do what I did before, duplicate that, save that one, and then undo. So now I'm wondering what happens if we go more extreme in the angle for our gravity. Alright, set direction, simulate. Alright, so now it's going more in the direction I kind of wanted. I really like the liquefy though, because it really gives it that, wow, yeah, it gives it a very ethereal kind of flow. Haha, cool. Love it. Oh, that's cool. See, that's given more, that's in general the idea. Like, I wanted more flow and dynamism. And the fact that this can give it to you in ways that you would not predict or that you wouldn't do yourself necessarily kind of just gives you some good basis to really work on. I like that. The other thing is I could combine these two and have multiple multiple strips of cloth essentially flowing around her. Of course, I'd have to delete, parts of them or whatever, but that could be cool too. Or just layer them, just move some underneath each other, kind of. That could look pretty cool too. Yeah, I might actually do that. I might keep both of these and just have them, just reposition them a little bit so that they're not bizarrely interpenetrating each other. I'll turn this one off for now. That's cool, I like that. And just do a little bit of adjustments here and there. Sorry, just checking what's happening on the phone. All right. I'm liking this. I wonder what it will look like if we duplicate this and then run the simulation from this one now. So I can undo this guy, hide it, and then run the simulation on this. And I think we'll start, this is kind of like at a 45-ish degree angle. Actually, it's more like 45 is like there, so whatever this is. 35. Let's set direction. I wonder what happens too. Like, this is always fun just to experiment. If we do, we got Y going up, right? Yeah, so then we got X, just X and Z. I wonder what happens if we do a little inflate, or I mean expand. And run. Oh, that's so cool. It's just cool to see it in motion because it's just such a natural, unique flow. That's even cooler in some ways, I think. Got more dynamism, we got more flow. Yeah. Yep, better. Definitely better. Love it. Awesome. Yeah, how cool is that? Love it. Love the twists and the ripples. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, that's cool. Sometimes you simulate one way, and then you move the gravity or move your object around, readjust gravity, recalculate, and then simulate again, and you can get even more dynamic shapes. It's pretty cool. All right, I think that's good for now. Stick with that one, and then we're going to move on to the lower one here. Same technique. Though the way this was wrapped around, this was actually, I believe, around her chest originally. I think. Excuse me. And this one was around her hips, I think. I'm trying to remember how it originally was, because everything was slid up because she was being picked up. So, but I like having an extra strip here that's just sort of flailing and adding some extra dynamism. So I might just do like a quick ring here, actually. And then maybe just mask a certain area or two, just so it gives it sort of peaks, like mid-flow. And then maybe just retopo. So I'll do a different way here. Instead of doing what I did before, which is a little bit more time consuming and extruding around a shape, I'm just going to take a ring, a torus, bring it here, and use that as the basis. Spacebar, and you can pull material while it's simulating. Oh, okay. How do you stop it from simulating? You just click again. You just click anywhere on the screen. What else? Oh, really? Like, what you're seeing in Marvelous Designer, not here, because while it's simulating, as soon as you touch it, I think it stops, right? Are you guys talking about Marvelous Designer, or are you talking about ZBrush? All right. Yeah, Marvelous Designer. Okay, that's what I thought. 3ds Max, what? I sense sarcasm in Vasquez's text. And just deciding on poly count here, because I'm trying to get squares too. I don't want rectangles so much. And I like this kind of twisting already too. Fun idea. Alright, I think it's good. So, make poly 3D. That. Alright. Just gonna insert this. Probably shouldn't have done the twist because it would have been easier to actually isolate edge loops. Yeah, I should probably redo that actually. Because this will isolate edge loops, but well, actually maybe it won't make a difference because it'll have to have a flow. And then I'll delete this section here. So actually I'll just stick with this, whatever. Should work. Let's just rotate it like that. And Alt click. Just checking I got all that. Delete hidden. And okay. So now it's just gonna be a matter of deleting some edge loops. It'll be interesting with the twist. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. And I'll close this a second. Turn on double. Yeah, I think it's about right. Alright, delete the rest, and turn off double. So now I'm just going to reposition this a little bit too, the way I did the last one. Actually, I want double back on for a sec, because there's a lot of revolution over this thing. For this billowing, I almost want the gravity to be the opposite direction. I almost want to kind of pin down the lower parts here and then have gravity pulling it kind of upwards, because I want this sort of be, you know, capturing the air that's being sort of swelled up, be kicked up from Cupid's wings. And so like, I'm really liking the flow of this in general. I just kind of want to give it a little bit more realism. Pardon me, I'm just trying to think too, what else is keeping this... Oh, it's probably all the smoke clouds, I'm guessing, all the dust clouds. Some of these things are probably pressing the floor lower, yeah. I'm just gonna chop these guys up to chop them up to flatten their areas so that the floor will kind of come up to the base of the, there we go, the base of that stone at least. Okay. So this will be the one swoop, and then we'll probably have something else down here that'll be shuffling around a little bit more flattened. Alright. Yeah, Solo Nomad, thanks. Yeah, I texted Kyle, who's the guy over at our buddy over at Pixo, who's in charge of all this, and I don't know, maybe he's busy. He's got a wife and kid, so I'm sure he's busy. Hopefully it gets fixed soon. Maybe that's why I have so many people showing up. Sadly. Like, what? This isn't her. Pro tip, everyone. Macro snap to ground. Really? Wait, macro snap to ground. I have never even bothered to look in the macros. Wow. Interesting. Thanks, dude. That's an interesting way to do that. I've never thought about doing it that way. Alright, and let's just delete hidden, redynamesh, close holes, smooth some of that out quickly. Probably don't need this to be really a collision object either, so I'm just gonna... But I still want to use this as a basis for the other piece that'll be flowing around here, so I'm just gonna try to pull this aside a bit, since I don't know what the other one will be like, and I kind of want them to interact with each other, or at least have the potential to, but I don't want them to be in this... I don't want this one to be in that same position. Alright, how are we looking? That's looking good. Cool. Okay. And just need to pull that up a little bit. I'm loving how dynamic this piece is going to be. I'm just kind of stoked about how things are coming together. It's awesome. And that's why I didn't do much with the cloth on this earlier, is because I was part of the beta then, and I mean, I was brought in mid work on this, on the beta, and I was brought in late, but not that I'm complaining at all. It's still great to be a part of it, which is why my piece isn't done for that either, but I knew once I knew the cloth was coming, and so I couldn't say anything, but I was just like, I'll just leave the cloth on this part to be for that, rather than do it once, the old way, and then redo it again with the new techniques. I gotta be thinking too that this is gonna be awesome for interiors too, like curtains and flags and all this other stuff I've been working on too, and ideas I've been having for finishing up my piece. This is gonna allow you to really have some cool decorative cloth pieces. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't notice too. I was looking, why is there no cloth there? But I'm like, oh yeah, because the simulation pulled it both outwards. Yeah, I definitely want another one in there because I want to cover up her lady bits a little bit and be respectful, you know. Which other one? How's this one? No, keep that. Yeah, that one's good. All right, keep those two. And that was the original. So this one and that one. Okay. Alright, so I'm trying to think how I want to do this. What if this is like tucked underneath her foot, kind of? And then we do a nice mask there. And mask there. I might actually do a couple different simulations where I'll simulate just like this bit to fall down and mask the rest, kind of, and then right now I'm going to pin these parts down so that the rest flows up. Excuse me. Okay. So now we're going to do it like this to start. Set gravity this direction. I think I want to make gravity a bit weaker and increase the simulation iterations a bit more because I want this simulation to go slower intentionally. So that I can really kind of just gauge how the flow will be. And we've got to recalculate. Okay. So now gravity's set. Yeah, let's see what happens. I might need to subdivide again too, but in due time. Weird. Yeah, definitely not what I was expecting. Alright, so undo. Probably take off expand. And again, let's try that. Let's try gravity a little bit more extreme in that direction. And run simulation. Weird. Maybe we want to turn down firmness too. I don't know. I mean, it's a variation of what I had, but it's an uglier version. It's just like too crumpled and yeah, no. Alright, so I'm going to do is polygroup those, and now I'm going to subdivide it up once. I think more resolution is good. And then we're going to do mask, invert, blur. And then make sure to get these tips. Just the tips. And I'm going to turn down firmness a little bit. Actually, bring it down to 1. What else? Thanks for helping out in the chat, Vasquez. You're explaining everything to everybody. It's great. Okay. So I think the only other difference I could change is just the liquefy option. It might not be working well with this particular setup. Maybe turn down self-collusion. I guess I don't have to recalculate because there's no change in that. Alright, now I'm going to just do gravity straight up and down. Maybe a little bit of an angle. Set direction. Alright. Let's see what happens now. I'm liking that. Although I don't want it pulling so central, I do want there to be a little bit more of an expanse. So I wonder what happens if I turn expand back on. Maybe increase the strength to like 7. Try this. It still feels too stiff. Oh, did it leave liquefy on? Yeah, I did. Maybe that's actually not helping in this case. Let's try this. Turn off liquefy. I'll bring firmness back up to 2. We'll do a little bit more simulation iterations. Alright, allow expand. Let's try that. Here. Not what I wanted. I wonder why I did that. I'm actually liking that, just that simple amount. It's just a little big. It's a little too large. Alright. So, I'm going to shrink this a little bit. That. Well, here's the other cool thing. In this situation, actually, it's perfect for this application. I'm not thinking about it. You want to use the cloth transpose. So now with this, actually, we want to use even before that because I don't want to move the whole thing around so much. You know, it should be like this, which is cool, but not exactly what I want to do. I think what would be cooler is to use a cloth move brush. The which one do I want? The hook or the slide? The pull, I think the move maybe? I don't know. Let's see. Ugh. Interesting. It's like I like it, some of it, but it's just a little too wrinkled in some areas. I kind of want it to be a little smoother. I guess I could just smooth it out. That. Yeah, I always forget they have so many options here. It's great. So right now I'm just using the cloth move brush, and I'm really liking that too, because it's really helping get some parts a little bit more in the place I'd like them to be. That's cool. The cool thing about this too is when you simulate anything, whether it's in ZBrush or other software, and you watch, you know, volumes collide and, you know, particulate clouds form and collide and interact. There's this randomness to it that's usually looks pretty realistic if you're, you know, have the right settings. But it's just a level of unpredictability. Like you might have a general idea of what the predictable flow might be or direction, but excuse me, you still get like a randomness to it that it's like a sense of a discovery. You know, it's fun. It's really fun to see something where you have that. It's like anything, I guess, when you have a general idea of something to create, and then as you create it, you see it sort of take a life of its own, and it sort of evolves and develops, and you just sort of go down. You feel like you're sort of following a path instead of just, you know, copy and pasting something from your mind into reality. It's like you suddenly have a it's almost like you have a little window into discovering something that is yours. You know, it's cool. It's a unique sense of creative exploration. That's unique to this sort of work that I don't really feel like. Maybe the closest thing in traditional art would be photography, I guess, if you were walking around and you just hit a rapid fire burst on something that was flowing in the wind, or, you know, or whatever, you know, or you were just tracking an animal, and then you find it comes upon its family or its den, and then you see more animals of the same species or something like that. I don't know. Just a certain level of randomness to it it's under some sort of control, but there's still a lot of flexibility and freedom to it. Yeah, it's looking a little messy down here. Oh, duh. Cloth move on. And it's like, why is that acting like normal move? Because it's not normal move. Has anyone tried storing simulations as a series of blend shapes? Good question. I haven't, but I've been thinking about that. Like a way to have the animation essentially stored, right? Because, yeah, I like some of the flow of things, and I'm like, man, that'd be cool to have that flow recorded in a way that can be done as an animation. Wasn't there, I forget, the MDD file export? Wasn't that a way to do something with that? I'm trying to remember. Because I didn't use that at all yet, but I remember O'Fair and the crew talking about that type of file format export. Or maybe that's for something else. I'm trying to remember. It's been a little bit. Dougie, hilarious. Yeah, I know. I texted Kyle about it, but I don't know if he's gotten my text. I'm not sure if he's just away somewhere that he doesn't have reception or can't get to a computer or what. I wish I could control it, but I don't have access to that back end of Pixologic's channel. So yeah, if someone wants to... I'm doing well, Dougie. How are you? Overall, doing well. Staying busy. Do one of these areas here. Bring it down. I want to let this sort of drop or be pushed down actually a little bit more in this direction. Set gravity, run sim. Let me try to hit up Kyle again. Maybe he just didn't hear his phone. All right, hit him up. Use layers to record the shapes, maybe? Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a good question. All right. I'm going to try this again, but we're going to do it with higher sub D and do liquefy, see if that brings a little bit better flow. Meh. I think I need to change direction. I think I actually want gravity to be more like that. I was just thinking so rigidly. No. Not quite that either. Down, but I also want to go that way a bit. Yeah, slightly better. I don't know. Just trying to think of wing placement right now. Hello. Please don't crash. Might have a crash here, we'll see. Come on, ZBrush. Okay. Ah, thank God. Alright, quick saving. Not sure why it took so long just to change subtools, but cool. So I like this flow, I just want it to be smaller, but I don't want to like screw up everything else below. I guess just mask and shrink it. Oh, interesting. I forgot I have the Transpose cloth gizmo on, so it's shrinking but with collision. That's awesome. So it's actually giving me a new version of this. Interesting. Yeah, there it is, the MDD export in layers. Yeah, so I think that's how you can do that, right? So another cool thing that's going to be fun to do is her hair, to have it flow as well. That's something I can try here soon. Kyle finally fixed it. He said he lost track of time, so he got a hold of it. So all good. So now I should have my proper name up there. All right. We're almost at time, but I think this is pretty successful. Maybe a little too many wrinkles going on, but mean, some smoothing out can help that. I can also drop down maybe 1 and then subdivide up. That helps smooth things out a little bit too. Let's try that again, actually. Let's go down, delete higher, subdivide. Yeah, actually that looks okay for now. I think I might selectively go through here and smooth things out before I actually finalize it, but interesting that it's got some penetration there. Alright, so yeah, if we close this out, I think I'll try some hair flow simulation. And it's going to be done kind of, I think Michael Pavlovich has done some cool tutorials on it. I've seen just clips of them, I haven't watched them, but I get the idea, I get the whole workflow. So what we're going to try to do is some fiber mesh mixed with simulation. Or we might just do even just nano mesh and just grow some things out and then let it simulate. We'll see. There's a whole bunch of ways we can do this, really. But thinking that it needs to be solid, maybe I'll just do actually like a tube with some rake through it, like with the hair I had for her already. Or just add some thickness to some planes. I'm trying to think what's the best way to do this. I don't know. Let's just try something quick. If it doesn't work, it's all good. I'm going to save this as is. Okay. So I want to select her. So right now I'm just painting a mask, which delineates where fiber mesh is going to go. That's a cool... It's an ironic angle. Interesting. And this mesh is totally dense for fiber mesh, so I'm going to have to keep things pretty low on that end. Oh, wait, do I have anyone after me? I'm sorry, I just realized I think today is a different schedule. And I might have to just jump out if that's the case, because I started a little late. Okay, yeah, there's someone but 7 o'clock. All right, I got time. Whew, cool. So I remember looking at the calendar being like, oh, there's someone after me today. Good thing it's not right now. All right, so... This might be a bad idea to do fiber mesh on this dense of a mesh, but we'll see. I haven't tried doing it on this. I haven't really messed a lot with fiber mesh except for the boy recently. Except for the last Guardian kid. Okay. Do a little quick save. Alrighty. Good old fiber mesh. Done. It's the fro version. No. Let's get some lighter color in here. So the trick is we want less fibers, more coverage, and that makes it thicker. And then we want long. Poof! He's saving sea urchin. And then we want gravity stronger. Oh yeah, do I double on? I don't want double on when I'm doing this. Bloop. Okay. still whoosh. It's just really flowing there. I wonder if I should probably blur the mask a little bit. Let's see if that helps. Just give it a little bit more natural distribution because this just feels so out of control. It's still out of control. I think more segments probably would be the way to go then. Yeah. Yeah, that helps. Maybe not so many. I don't know. It's been a while since I've done this. Well, the more realistic it looks. And if we do 3, and of course I can just give her a haircut after the fact. Let's rotate a bit and try again. We're moving fast. Next snap, we need to have some dynamics take charge here. Okay, so this is kind of uncharted territory for me because I know in theory how to do all this, but we'll see what happens. This is still, it's new for me. Maybe reduce segments a few. Oh shit. Did my cereal get cold? Well, it's not really, it's always been cold. It's more like it's soggy right now, but that's okay. Alright. Alright, let's accept this at a risky high poly count. Let's see what happens. Activate test fast preview. No, let's just go for the gumption. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Yeah, a lot of segments. Alright. So to keep the load light, I'm going to turn off a bunch of stuff here for a sec. Cupid, don't need his wings. Yeah, let's just stay with this. And so you hold shift to smooth, and that sort of lets you trim the hair. So that's what I'm doing here, is kind of shortening some lengths. Plus, I'm guessing there might be some lengthening happening with the simulations, so if it's a little bit shorter, it's probably for the better. Alright, so without even doing any grooming, I'm just going to do the simulation here if it can handle it. You've got to be careful. I haven't put iterations up too high or anything in this case, because otherwise it might just take an eternity. Let's see. Okay, so we want iterations low. Put that to 100. for now. Self-collusion, sure. Floor collusion is irrelevant. Guess we could try with liquefy, turn off expanse. Alright, let's calculate that. Set direction, and let's bring this down to 200. And cross our fingers and pray this doesn't crash. Let's see what happens. I have no idea how this is going to act. Higher than specified max simulation points. Okay. Wait, which is? Simulation skipped mesh density is higher than... Okay. Okay. Alright. Let's just try going to the max. Hua! It's like you're flung all over the place. What is going on? Yeah, it's really chugging. So slow. Different polygroups, yeah, it makes it easier to shape groom, yeah. Yeah, you're right, it might. It's all good, Dougie. Yeah, I'm just trying to see what happens with this, but yeah, you're right. Different chunks would probably be a way to go, because this is like tanking. It's just tanking ZBrush right now. I might have to leave hair for next time. Alright. I'm not even sure I'll be able to stop it right now. Let's go. It's the 1980s version of this sculpture. She's got the big hair. It's been permed. Exactly. Totally. She's just rocking out. All right. Well. No, there we go. Okay. Allowed me to stop. Yeah, that's not working at all. Yeah, I should probably go actually watch Michael's videos and see what he did, because I get the gist of it, but I think he did it with, like, they look like long cards, or even just like long extruded cubes, essentially. But it was more judicially spaced out as far as polygroups go, or I mean edge loops go. It wasn't this dense. Yeah, so I should probably just do it in pieces and bigger chunks, maybe. But still, it'll be cool. It's a cool experiment. So made some good progress. I like the cloth flow. I think we're getting some stuff. We still need to do another batch of that down here in this area. But yeah, that's cool. Hopefully everyone learned a little something, or at least found some value in that. Yeah, so next time we'll be back with probably a much further along piece in certain areas. But yeah, this was pretty cool. Just seeing the way that you can get things to flow with liquefy and gravity. It's pretty awesome. I like it, and it's so much faster than even trying to do it by hand, or certain things. Like I said, you just can't predict in the human brain exactly. You couldn't be able to get some of these things to work exactly the way they did, and yet with the simulation, you can just get these incredible natural, organic flows and twists. It's cool. So yeah, I think we're going to call it here. We're just about at time anyway, a little over. And yeah, I'm going to try to do another stream. I think today, actually, maybe like in an hour or two. Because there's a lot of stuff I need to catch up on work-wise, project-wise, personal project stuff that I can stream. And I don't know, maybe I might stream a game too. I don't know, but I'll figure it out. But I should be streaming it on my. I'm debating YouTube or Twitch. I don't know. I guess I could restream to both too, but I don't know. Maybe I'll start with Twitch for now. We'll see. I don't know. Do you guys like watching stuff more on Twitch or more on YouTube? I'm more of a YouTube guy, honestly. I don't know. How many segments were in my fiber? I think it was like 9. I think is what I did. Yeah, I think I probably gave it too many segments, but at the same time I want it to flow, and so, you know. Maybe another way of doing this too would be, just thinking about this, is like attaching a cloth-like bits, like layers of those kind of cloths just coming off of her head, and then let them interact, flow, and then use something like nanomesh or, you know, kind of doing like I was doing for the trail of rocks on the smoke. On the, yeah, like here, like this. Kind of doing that same thing, but in a different manner with hair. I don't know, maybe something like that might work. You could like kind of snap to the surface of something and just have tubes coming out that way. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the different workflows other than the traditional way of doing it. I don't know. And this is I think that's the old smoke too. I don't know. It's too encompassing. Yeah, this is the newer one. Whew. Gonna have to really calm down some of the swirls over here because they're just overtaking all the cloth fun stuff too. I'll have to shrink and push this stuff around. Yeah, I think I might want a lot less of that actually. Just have it more billowing up here, and then leave this area kind of more exposed. But yeah. Yeah, you guys have any preference? I mean, what are we looking at right now? What are we looking at here? We got 38 on Twitch, and we got 22 on YouTube. So yeah, maybe Twitch would be the way to go. Just get some reviews on there. But yeah, I'll figure it out. But yeah, look for a stream coming from me. If you guys want to find me, it's just Daniel Lion Arts. Oh yeah, and social media for anybody who's wondering. So there's that. Twitter. Site. And Twitch, I believe. Twitch.tv/DanielLionArts. I believe that's correct. If you search for Daniel Lion Arts, either way, you should find me there. And YouTube. So yeah, that's all me. Yeah, I'm gonna hop back on here, thinking like an hour or so, and just do another random stream. Just I don't know if I'll keep working on this, or I might do something else. I might be working on my piece for the beta reveal. I might be working on some of that, and I'm working on the shield for the boy. I was really redoing that a bit, and I'm pretty happy with where it's at. I've been bullying some stuff together, but might go over that a little bit with you guys too. So if you guys want to tune in, find me on Twitch in about an hour or so, if you want. Yeah, and we'll just have some more fun. We'll just kind of just goof off here a little bit and just try to get some more work done. So chat it up. Uncensored. Okay, guys. Well, thanks so much for being here and coming along on this ride. I hope it was helpful and fun or insightful or something. Yeah, and we'll talk again soon. So, all right, everybody. Stay well. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.